Yes, I have to pay the bills, but I also have to make sure that my heart and my mind and my spirit are centered and that I'm well in order to still have that energy to go out and work. The first thing I like to do is thank God and just kind of dedicate my day. For me, it's important to know that there's something bigger and stronger and this force that's just much bigger than me. I grew up in this mentality of working. You got to work harder than everyone else. And working is important, but also resting is important, you guys. Hey, what up, y'all? And welcome to another episode of Chiquis and Chill. I'm your host, Chiquis, and today's episode will focus on something I've been wanting to talk about for a while: work-life balance. I'm going to be sharing with you some of the things I do to keep a healthy balance and some other things I know I need to improve on. So, no need to waste any more time. This is Chiquis and Chill. If you're like me, you probably have a hard time switching off when you're not working. My typical day looks like, it changes because I travel so much, but let's talk about when I'm home. When I'm home, I like to wake up around 7:30. I used to wake up at 6, you guys, but now I'm waking up around 7:30. The first thing I like to do is thank God. For me, it's super important to just not look at my phone. There are days when I look at my phone before doing anything else. Like I'll get a message or something, or I'll see an email and I respond to that before I do my prayers in the morning. And when I do that, when the first thing I do is look at my phone, I feel like my day is just more hectic and just stressful. So for me, it's important to wake up. I thank God. I turn on my meditation music. I usually go on Apple Music or Spotify, or I'll just put something like singing bowls or positive energy or Zen music. And I just put it on and I light my incense and I do my prayer. For me, it's important to know that there's something bigger and stronger and this force that's just much bigger than me. And that's why I like to get on my knees and I like to just meditate and just kind of dedicate my day. And I always say, bless the hours ahead, to just help me get through the day, because we all live, something always happens. Like you just never know, there's always things that happen unexpectedly. So for me, it's important to do that. The first thing I do. And if I have time that day, which I usually do, I make time. I like to start my working day around 9-10 o'clock. I like to work out, some cardio, some weights. I try to work out anywhere from 3 to 5 times a week. I used to do 6, you guys, but make sure you're resting one day. It's important. We're talking about balance. So it's good to work out, but always have one day where you just don't do anything. And I mean strenuous, So usually I take off Sundays from working out. Whether I'm traveling or not, I like to always have a hotel that has some type of cardio machine so that I can sweat. It's important to sweat and to release toxins, because releasing toxins helps you with stress levels, helps you not to get sick. It helps you lose weight, obviously. So just to sweat and release toxins for me is important, and it's helped me so much. So anyways, that's working out. For me, those 2 things are kind of like I'm giving myself love. I am putting myself first. I am centering myself in the morning. I am connecting with my spirituality. I am getting my body to move, to sweat. Those are gifts that I feel like I give myself. And it becomes a lifestyle and it becomes a part of your routine. I think that the most successful people are those that have routines, that wake up at a certain time. For me, also, another thing that's important is as soon as I wake up, I drink water. I always have a water bottle next to my bed, and I take that water bottle into my restroom, because in my restroom is where I meditate, and I'm constantly drinking water. Like the first hour of my day, I start with just drinking pure water, al tiempo. I don't like it cold. It just room temperature water. And it's part of my routine. It's kind of like I'm feeding my soul. It's kind of like watering a plant. You know what I mean? That to me is just, I don't know, it's important. Anyways, so that's what I do. Those things are super important. Doesn't matter where I am in the world. I always make time for that, even in a hotel, in a corner, anywhere, just to center myself and put myself in God's hands. As far as work goes, it's always different. Right now, I'm starting to make changes in my life where I want to take off Sundays and Mondays from everything. If I have to travel from a show and get home on a Sunday, cool, but I don't want to do anything else on a Sunday or Monday because I want to dedicate it to my home, because those things are important to me. I've learned that when I'm working too much and my home isn't situated and it isn't clean and things aren't in its place, it really messes with me. I don't know if you guys understand me, but if my bed isn't made, if my room is a mess, if my car is a mess, places that I spend most of my time, if they are unorganized and they're a mess, I feel like emotionally I'm everywhere. So that's why I was like, I just made the decision and I told my manager and I told Omi, my assistant, you guys, I need to take off Sunday and Monday and I need to be at home. I want to cook. I want to grocery shop. I want to wash my own clothes. It's important for me because I'm so particular, so anal, whatever you want to call it. I've learned now with age that I am very particular. I want things done a certain way. And if they're not done a certain way, then I'm upset. So I'd rather just do it myself. So I like to wash my clothes. I like to grocery shop. I want to cook. I want to just end my week, which is Sunday, ending my week the right way with myself in my home and starting my week, which is Monday in my home and just setting the tone of what the week is going to look like. Because again, my week changes so much. I could be super busy or I could have less busy days, but there's always something to do in the life of Chiquis, to be honest. So that's what I'm doing. I just started implementing that recently, having those days off so that I could, like I said, set the tone for the week and figure out what I'm doing. Because if it's not phone interviews, it's interviews on Zoom. I have a bunch of meetings right now with the album that just came out. We have shows, so I have to prepare myself for my shows and it's always different. But I think no matter how busy I am, it is important for me to know that my home is in place. I want to have quality time with my partner, with my dogs. You know what I mean? Like, I want them to know that I'm not just gonna that they're my responsibility. It's weird because I was bothering me for a while, you guys, because I was so busy that I felt I was neglecting Pancho. Like, I felt like he probably didn't feel like he was my son. Like, he probably felt, oh, he's Omi's son, or he was always at the hotel, at the dog hotel, and it was bothering me. And I was like, wait, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, but it was bothering me and I wasn't comfortable and I felt very out of balance. And those things are important to me. So I think it's important to check yourself and to just make mental notes and write things down and be like, okay, what makes me happy? What makes me happy is giving my partner quality time, giving my dog quality time, spending time with him, for him to know he's my responsibility, that I love him. Going to church. And I don't go every Sunday the way I used to, you guys, but I just say, okay, I'll try to go once every month. Spending time with my siblings. Like, we try to do it once a month as well. Like, we'll meet somewhere and we'll all go to brunch or something. Like, I go visit Johnny's grandma, his dad's mom, and she cooks for us. And those things just kind of, for me, help me keep my feet on the ground. Help me just stay grounded. It's doing things like that where it's like, wait, these are the important things in life. Yes, work is important. Everyone's just constantly chasing the dollar, you know what I mean? And not really focusing on what's important, and not really focusing on the moment. And I think that for a while I was doing that, where I was just so engrossed in work. And I'm like, I have to just keep going. I have to pay the bills. And yes, I have to pay the bills, but I also have to make sure that my heart and my mind and my spirit are centered and that I'm well in order to still have that energy to go out and work. Does that make sense? So I always put those things first. And that's what I feel like is balance. And believe me, you're always going to be out of balance, in some point of your life. You just have to catch yourself and reel yourself back in and say, okay, wait a second. I kind of feel myself getting out of balance. It's normal because you start getting used to just the routine of life. The important thing is catching yourself and saying, okay, wait a second. Let me take a few steps back, center myself, recenter myself. I think it's important. If I think about it, the most stressful part of my day, if I'm being honest, it would have to be anything that's work related. And the reason I say this is because I'm the type of person that wants to give my all to anything that I'm doing. I feel like if I'm going to do it, if I'm going to start it, I need to finish it and I need to finish it strong. Si lo voy a empezar, hay que terminarlo. It could be anything. So for a long time, it was like, oh my God, I have to work because obviously so many people expect so much from me. And I have so many different businesses that I feel like I've done that to myself, you guys, where it's like I put myself in these situations where it seems easy at the time. And I'm like, oh yeah, I want to get myself into this. And I say yes to certain things at the moment because it sounds great and it's a great business opportunity and great business move without considering the fact that I have so much on my plate already. That's another thing that I've learned this year where it's like, okay, it's okay to say no to certain things because I don't want to disappoint anybody. I'll say yes. but then I end up disappointing myself. So I think for me, I've learned a little more to say no this year, even to my management, even to certain people, family members in my life, friends, whatever, because I need to really just do what makes me truly happy and at peace, you know? So going back to what stresses me out, I think it would have to be work. It would have to be where it's like, I want to obviously have responsibilities at work and I have to get things done, but I also want to spend time with my partner. You know what I mean? Because yes, Emilio is busy and he's doing his thing or whatever, but I'm a lot busier. You know what I mean? So finding that balance of, I have to do this video. Sometimes it's stuff that I have to do videos for, like Be Flawless and push certain products. And it's like, he's home already. He gets home and he's waiting for me. And I feel sometimes like a little pressured. I'm like, oh my God, I have to give him time. But I've learned to also speak my mind and let him know, hey, this is my job. This is part of what makes me happy. And I think for me, that was like the most stressful thing, even like a couple months ago, until I just spoke and I told him, hey, I need you to understand. And I think it was just in my mind because he's like, hey, I'm totally fine. Like, don't worry about me. And I think I was just creating things in my mind, you know, but once I spoke about it and I let him know, then it helped out the situation. I think sometimes we make up all these stories in our mind and we don't talk about it, and it makes us angry and more stressed out when simply all you got to do is talk. Hablando se entiende la gente, and then it's gone. You know what I mean? Right now, I think my biggest stress is making sure that I'm not so busy that I forget to eat. Sometimes I forget to like feed myself and really sit down, you guys, and enjoy my food. Like sometimes I'm in a rush and I'm working and eating, and it's like, no, like you need to sit down, bless your food and say, God, thank you for this food. Eat, give yourself a good 20 minutes, 30 minutes to eat slowly, enjoy your food, and go back to work. No pasa nada. I grew up, you guys, in this mentality of working. You got to work. You got to work harder than everyone else. And that's awesome. That's cool. Yes. I want to show that to my children, show that to my siblings. Working is important, but also resting is important, you guys. Taking time to sit down and enjoy your food and drink your water. And now I've learned to be like, okay, I'm on the computer. I'm doing some work. I'm there for like 3 hours straight. And then I go outside and I take a breath of fresh air and I'm like, I realign myself and I'm like, okay, when they say stop and smell the roses, that's what it means. It's like, yes, you could be busy doing your thing, but stop and thank God for the sky, for the flowers, for your dog, for the plants in your house. I don't know, anything. Stop and smell the roses. And I come from a background, from a family that it's like, a trabajar, a chingarle, like, tienes que sufrir, you know, to make it. You need to suffer to make it in this world. And I had that mentality for so long. And guys, my mom was like that. My mom didn't know how to vacation. My mom didn't know how to rest. I mean, we would be at dinner and she was on her phone. And I would have arguments with her. I'm like, Mom, you're with your kids. You're not here. Put your phone away. And we started implementing this thing that when Mom was home, we would all put our phones in the center of the table and enjoy each other, because you never know what can happen. And you go out to restaurants, you guys, and you look around and everyone is on their phone. They're either taking fucking pictures or videos to post on Instagram and all this stuff. And they're not talking and not having conversations. And that's what I mean. It's like everyone's all about the hustle and bustle and this whole thing was just like, wait a second, like chill out, put your phone to the side and listen. You know what I mean? And my mom had that. And I learned through my mentor, and he's the one that 2 years ago said, you need to rest. Your responsibility is also in what you do is to rest. There's no shame in resting. And I had shame about resting, you guys. Like I was like, no, like I'd be on vacation and I felt guilty. I'd be sitting on my couch for a little bit and I'd feel guilty. I'm like, no, if Mom was here, I would have to be doing something. Like my mom, it was hard for her to just sit down and enjoy something, enjoy a movie. You know what I mean? Even when we were at the movie, she'd be on her phone answering emails and stuff like that. And I want to change that in my life. My grandpa's the same way. Like I want to work, yes, but also make some time in my schedule. Now I'll plan out my vacations and I look forward to that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to have a vacation for my birthday. I'm going to have a vacation for the end of the year, and the rest of the year I'll work. And okay, I'm going to work Tuesday through Saturday and I'm going to rest on Sunday and Monday, because it is important, you guys, to recharge your batteries, to regenerate yourself. It's something that I've had to learn and it's been hard, but I really recommend you guys doing these things that I just mentioned, because it changes your life completely. Now I can go to dinner and not have to post a video of my food. I'm really just enjoying the moment with whomever I'm with. And it's not about just what I'm going to put on Instagram. Now I keep more things to myself in my heart and my mind of nice moments, or I take pictures, but I don't post them. It's just for me. Before I used to share everything, you guys. And I just felt like it became this, it was a little annoying, to be honest, to people I think around me. And talking about emails, and I'm the type of person that needs to have everything clean in my phone. I need to not see emails. Like, I don't even like to see one unopened one. But in the morning, I don't look at my emails. I look at them like after I've done everything, my personal things, my praying, my working out, and that's my personal time. Now it's work time, and I'll get into my emails and I'll start responding. I usually start responding to my emails around 9 or 10, and I try to stop at a certain time. There are times, it's not all the time, but I sometimes answer them super late. Like if I'm really busy throughout the day, then right before I go to bed, I'll go ahead and respond to emails because I don't like to leave them there for a long time. I need to get better actually at my emails, you guys. I really do. I like to just clean them out, like the junk mail, and then I just leave the other ones unopened. I'm like, okay, I'll get to them right now. But I do want to get better at responding a little quicker to my emails. But when I'm in bed, I'll just put my phone to the side and I just focus. I like to just spend time with my partner, with Emilio, and like we'll watch like a show, and it just to unwind. You know what I mean? And our thing is, this is exclusive information for my podcast because I've never said this, but I have really turned to marijuana, you guys, to sleep, to relax. So I just put my phone to the side. Like him and I are the same. And this is something that he's taught me, to be honest. He's like, can we just have like the last hour of our day to ourselves where you're not on your phone, you're not on Instagram? And I'm like, yeah, you're right. He's like, because it's important to me to spend time with you. You've been busy. I've been busy all day. And I'm like, you're right. So I don't turn off my phone. I try not to turn off my phone, you guys. I'll get back to the weed thing right now. But I try not to turn off my phone because in the back of my mind, and this is something I have to get better at, I want to have it on just in case my siblings need me. I feel like if something happens, because Mikey's the type of guy that likes to be out late at night, or Johnny sometimes drives all the way to San Diego. Like he has friends in San Diego. And I'm like, what if they call me and my phone's off? And I just start thinking all these things. So I want to get better at that because I trust so much in the universe and in God that I'm like, te lo dejo en las manos de Dios, you know? Like I can't worry so much all the time about my siblings. But the truth is that I leave it on just in case they call me. I'll ignore text messages. But I'm like, if it's important and someone calls me and I turned off my phone on do not disturb, like it would drive me nuts if I knew if something happens and I didn't respond. You know what I mean? But I have to just trust a little bit more, you know? But anyways, so what I've been doing is put my phone to the side. We watch a show. We smoke a little joint, a little blunt, a little marijuana. It's a lot better than sleeping pills, you guys, in my personal opinion. Okay, it's helped me out. I'll do melatonin once in a while, but I'm really enjoying smoking a little bit of weed, unwinding, and I have such a good night's rest, you guys. If I have a headache, if my neck hurts, if I'm stressed out, like I forget about everything. Of course, I say my prayers. I always get on my knees, you guys, before going to sleep. Getting on my knees and just thanking God for the day. Even if I'm a little bit high, I'm like, God, you know what's up? You know, you made this herb. It's here for us because you made it. So him and I, we have a connection that's part of my spiritual gangster situation. So even if I'm high, it doesn't matter. I'll get on my knees. I'm like, God, thank you. And then I go to sleep, you guys, and I feel so good. I wake up and I'm more energized. It's been like a part of my like routine for the past, I don't know, I want to say 8 months or so. That's like my thing with Emilio. We smoke a little bit and we just chill. And I sleep like a baby. So you guys know I've mentioned it a lot on my social media, on Instagram. I'm all about self-care. I feel like self-care is self-love. Taking care of yourself, whether it be like with a skincare regimen or like I said, in the morning, drinking some water, feeding yourself. You know, I feel like it's important for the first thing that goes into your body for it to be water. I feel like it just starts your day off right. I don't know. Maybe it's just in my mind. But anyways, I used to do agüita de limón. Now after my water, I'll do like a little tea, green tea with like collagen and fiber in it, like all in one. It tastes so delicious, you guys. And I just feel like I'm just doing something good for my body. So anyways, you guys are well aware of that. I'm always sharing it. I'm all about taking care of yourself because it's a form of loving yourself, and loving yourself is the only way that you'll be able to love anyone else. So anyways, part of what I do, I already told you guys at the end of the day, I get on my knees, I thank God, I pray. I have a little fountain, you guys, that I just purchased a couple months ago on Amazon, that it's just like a little table fountain that just is just como tirando agüita, and that helps me relax. I don't know if it's because I'm a water sign. I'm Cancer, you guys. So I feel like water just relaxes me. And I don't know. I recommend it. I have a better sleep as well. And also like sleep music helps me. And one thing that I like to do weekly at the end of the week, usually on Mondays, I do it actually. Either Sunday or Monday, I'll water all my plants in the house. I feel like a plant is like a dog, if that makes any sense. Like I feel like anyone that loves animals and takes care of animals and humans and like plants, I feel like it's a different type of person because they're helpless. They can't water themselves. They can't feed themselves. So for me, it's important to like water my plants and talk to them. Call me weird. I'm a plant lady. I'm a crazy plant lady. I'll sit there, I name my plants, I give them water, and I feel like it's a part of, I'm caring for them, but I'm also caring for myself. It's like a relaxing thing that I've just discovered like the past year where I sit there and I'm talking to them. And I'm like, oh, my baby, like, I love you. Like, I'll cut their hair. It's like if I'm cutting their hair, but I'm just, cutting their little like dry spots. And it helps me so much. It's helped me like relax, you guys. And I don't know. I mean, if it's watering your grass, if it's doing something like without you even knowing that you're doing, it's like, okay, yeah, it's my lawn. But in reality, it's a living thing. Your grass, the plants, like, I just feel like you're doing something good for the earth, for yourself, for them, because they're living. Is that weird for me to say? But anyways, it's helped me so much. So I recommend that as well. Get yourself a little plant, start with one and talk to it and water it. And it feels like you're doing something good for someone because they are someone. I sound like a crazy lady right now, but whatever. I don't know if there's anyone out there that understands me. I'm sure there is. I cannot be the only one. Guys, if you're listening, you guys probably think I'm crazy, but buy yourself a damn plant. Put it next to your like sink in the morning and water it. And it makes you feel good. Anyways, as I hear myself speak, you guys, I feel like, ¿qué tienes? Pero es la verdad. And it feels good. Oh, you guys, one thing. I don't know if you guys do this. A lot of people, for a long time, I did this. I would put on Forensic Files because I love Forensic Files, and I would sleep with it in the background. And my mom would too. I learned it from my mom, actually. There are studies that say that it's the worst thing that we can do for ourselves is sleep with the TV on. Even if it's on mute, you guys, the frequencies or whatever you want to call it that come out of the television, it's not good for our bodies and our mind and our brain. That's why even sleeping with your phone too close to you is not good. People sleep with their phone under their pillow or on the bed. It's always good to keep it, like they've told me to keep it in another room, like in the bathroom or something. I haven't gotten that good, you guys. I want to get better at it. But I leave it like it's on a little table away from my face, away from my body, because all that radiation and stuff is not good for us. So I stopped sleeping, you guys, with my TV on because for a long time, me arrullaba. It was my baby sleeping music. And I stopped doing that. Like now I try to just turn it off. I try not to forget because all that stuff, like it gets into your brain and you can have bad nightmares and it's just all kinds of things. You guys should look into it, Google it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And ever since I stopped doing it, I feel a lot better. I feel more energized the next day. I just feel like, for the lack of a better word, cleaner. So yeah, I don't sleep with my TV on anymore. I like candles on. I like a nightlight. I love nightlights, you guys. I don't really love the dark. We'll talk about that in another episode why I don't like the dark, but I like to have a nightlight and all those little things like the little fountain, the little sleep music, a little nightlight. It just gives you like a peaceful like night's rest, a little bit of weed if you want, if your doctor recommends it, it helps you sleep. And I feel like since I've been doing all that, I feel more energetic. I feel happier. So guys, I've gotten this question a lot where people ask me like, how do I sleep? Con pijama o sin pijama, like Becky G said. So it depends. It depends. I'm very much a pajama girl, especially during the winter. I like cute little matching pajamas. Like I love PJs. I love robes. I'm very like much that girl. My siblings always for Christmas give me they always know like pajamas or pantuflas, which are slippers. But anyways, it just depends. There are times when I'm feeling something sexy. Like if I'm wearing something sexy, it's because we're about to get down. You know what I mean? Like Emilia already knows, ooh, it's that night. You feel me? And sometimes I don't really like to sleep naked anymore. Before I used to sleep naked like a lot. But now that the dogs are around, I don't know. I started because Ryu basically sleeps with us. Like Ryu's a little puppy, like the little small puppy. So he sleeps on the bed. So como que ya no, I don't feel comfortable. It's weird. I don't feel comfortable sleeping naked. But sometimes I will, depending if it's like really hot. But I usually like to keep my air conditioner. I like to keep the room cool, like at 72, sometimes 69 or 72. Those are like my two numbers. Like I like my air conditioner at. But I guess I would say 70% a pajama girl. And then the other 30%, I would probably say I'm either naked or something sexy. But I guess I am that girl that likes to wear pajamas. And I used to have a silk pillowcase because that's really good for your hair, for the health of your hair, for your skin, you guys. I used to. And I actually should get one. But it doesn't go like with the decor of my room. So maybe I should get a pillow that's just for that and hide it. But they've making me hot. I feel like the silk makes me hotter. It makes me like warm while I'm asleep. But it is very good. It's good for your hair and for your skin, you guys. But yeah, I just wanted to share that because, I have gotten that question a lot. People are curious, I guess, to know if I like to sleep naked. All right, guys. So that'll do for today's episode. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and learned a little something. And remember that improving your work and life balance isn't easy or simple, but the sooner you discover the importance of it, the happier you will be. Before I let you go, I want to leave you with this Monday motivational quote. If another can easily anger you, it is because you are off balance with yourself. Let me say it again. If another can easily anger you, it is because you are off balance with yourself. Damn. Let that sink in. Thank you guys so much for listening and for all the support you have given my podcast. I'm so grateful. Tell everyone about it. Your mom, your tía, your brother, everyone. Tell all your friends. I love you guys so much. Y nos vemos el próximo lunes, next Monday, here on Chiquis and Chill. Los amo. Mwah. Do you need advice on love, relationships, health, y más? I'm so excited to share with you that my Chiquis and Chill podcast will have an extra episode drop each week. I'll be answering all your questions. Just leave me a voice message con todas tus preguntas y yo te las voy a contestar personalmente. All you have to do is go to speakpipe.com/Chiquis and Chill podcast and record your questions. I can't wait to hear from you. This is a production of iHeartRadio and My Cultura Podcast Network. Follow us on Instagram at My Cultura Podcasts and follow me, Chiquis, that's CHIQUIS. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.